The first draft of anything is shit. Now look, I don't remember who exactly made this quote, but this opinion is true in some cases, be it music, movies, whatever. But despite that, first drafts or even just footage of first drafts are still sought after, be it music, movies, whatever. And video games are absolutely an example of this. Look, I personally think that catching a glimpse of the first drafts of famous video games and seeing the differences between the early stages and the final is honestly a bit fascinating. Now, where am I going with this? Well, on some random weekend of November of 2025, I came across this video. If you've been on my channel before, this may seem a little familiar, and it absolutely is. You see, this wasn't the first time I saw the Wii promo DVD, as I used it to determine how old certain clips of the Beta Wii channel were in a recent video. But you know, I was bored as rocks, and I wanted to see what else was in that video. So I watched it, and I saw this.
But most importantly, Wii is about having fun. The Wii menu makes choosing options easy.
And suddenly, I wasn't so bored anymore. This is an early version of the Wii menu, complete with early versions of the default channels, and I was hooked. You see, I really wanted to see if I could find some more footage, and hell, maybe I could even make a video out of this. So I went searching. I thought I would be clever and try and search a Beta Wii menu footage, but all I got were these animations that I think are like ARGs of some sort. But then I found this video titled Beta Wii Menu, Nintendo.co.jp 914. Now this video is different because it has the link to the Japanese Nintendo website in the title. On top of that, Resbees has multiple videos with the website in the title, and all of these videos seem to be taken on the same day, Thursday, September 14th, 2006. Almost 3 months before the Japanese release of the Wii. Keep that also answered a question in their comment section.
Is there a working ROM image of this? There's no public ROM image of this yet. This is from an old Japanese press conference. I see. Thanks.
This means I had one place to search. The Japanese Nintendo website. So I went to Google, typed in the Japanese Nintendo website, but this time I put /Wii after it. That took me here, where I clicked on the little search magnifying glass thingy, like you know what the hell it's called. That took me here. After about 4 failed attempts, I typed in Wii preview, and now I knew I was in the right place. We see a familiar date here, September 14th, 2006. And after clicking on that, we were confronted with 2 options. I clicked the one on the top, and it was right there. Do you know how much time I wasted trying to make? Unfortunately, I still had a problem. You see, these are all Flash videos, and as we know, support for Adobe Flash ended on December 31st, 2020. I had VLC player, but I had no clue how to get the actual video files, but fortunately, we have a workaround. If you download a Flash player like Chrome extension, I'm using this one called like Ruffle, you can bring these videos back and actually watch them. And on top of that, I found a couple RC1 mods too. Which brings us to the third part of this video, what these RC1 channels were like. You know, I feel like it's best to talk about this first, because what are the channels without the Wii menu? This version automatically boots up a game if it's in the disc slot, so to boot to the menu itself, you have to hold Z on a GameCube controller that's connected to the 4th slot. You may notice that it looks a little empty, it looks a little barren, and that's because RC1 channels are stored differently. But besides that, there are a bunch of small differences, like how you can highlight an empty channel if you hover over it, and that pressing plus and minus at the same time will change the aspect ratio. As for the videos, there is one thing that is very noticeable: the lack of music. The version of the Wii menu that I'm using is from September 26th, and that build has music we can hear in the final, so we can assume that between the 14th and the 26th, they got the music finished and done. In one of the videos, hovering over a channel with the pointer plays an Animal Crossing-esque sound effect, and the select sound, which plays when you select start or other options, has a more sharper, higher pitch sound. And the home menu isn't much different either. There's a little envelope icon to show if you have new mail on the message board, and it uses the high-pitched select sound effect. Now you may think that this is the oldest iteration of the home menu we have access to, but no! Let me show you an earlier version. I had to go on a whole journey to find this thing, and that's because nobody wanted to share a download link. All of them gave the reason that doing that isn't exactly legal, so don't ask me where to find this either. I'm gonna lie to you. But the first thing I'm sure you noticed is the cursor. I guess a good comparison would be the hand models from Wii Play. But the biggest difference I found was the pop-ups. Instead of white and black, you get greenish yellow buttons against this light blue background. You'll see a design like this later. Now, there's no audio in this one, but a few games actually contain sounds from the RC1 home menu, specifically older ones. An example of this is Red Steel, released on November 17th, 2006. According to the Rare Gaming Dump, this is because the home menu is actually part of the files of every single individual Wii game, not the Wii itself. So if you ever wonder why some games hide the screen when you go into the home menu and some don't, that's probably your answer. The RC1 version of the forecast channel is quite different. The Wii channel itself looks like this, using the weather icon with the highest and lowest temperatures of the day against a gray background, and it somehow manages to look more simplistic than the final release. As for the software itself, it uses this flat, brighter, happy-go-lucky, almost cartoonish design similar to the home menu. The globe has a minor difference. Even though the quality is terrible, you can see that they use the Japanese weather icons for the whole globe. There's a high-quality image of the main menu that you can find online, which shows that the RC1 icons are also flatter, whereas the final icons have a bit of highlights to them. We don't get to see it, but it seems that the international icons are also different. Navigation is a little bit different, as you go left to right instead of up and down. This channel also has no music, but uses sound effects from the photo channel. Speaking of the photo channel, it seems to be identical to the final release. From the banner to the software itself, it's essentially the same. But the news channel is a slightly different story. As we saw on the Wii promo DVD from 2006, we get a glimpse of an early version of the banner, which looks like this. The reason I'm not explaining it like last time is because it took way too many takes and I gave up. But the software itself seems to be pretty close to the final, though there are some things missing, such as there being no icons for the articles and the globe not showing up when you view an article. In fact, the text beside it tells us that the globe view feature wasn't implemented at the time. I'm going to try and keep this short because I already have a whole video on the RC1 Wii channel, but to keep it simple, there are different sound effects, hairstyles, and facial features in this version. RC1 Miis are also stored differently, so if you try to start a game that uses Miis, such as Wii Sports, a warning will pop up to inform you that your Mii channel data is But for some reason, if you put an RC1 Mii in your Wii remote, then connect that Wii remote to a final version of the Mii channel, it won't actually delete the Mii. Instead, it'll alter their appearance to match the features that are present in the final version. In fact, a couple Miis from Wii Sports had their appearance changed. It shows Akira, who had a different beard and hairstyle, and Alex, who... Look, I don't know who vandalized him like this, but he was originally supposed to look like this. There's actually a disc called the Wii Sports Mii Support Disc, but because there's a huge scratch at the back, we don't actually know what it's used for. But considering the fact that we have Wii Sports screen caps of Miis with RC1 hairstyles, it's safe to theorize that this disc supported Miis from the RC1 Mii channel.